When I look in those kids' eyes, I see myself. I remember what that's like. The teacher that paid attention to me, the mentor that took me under their wing and gave me a chance and gave me an opportunity. I see the hope and the possibility in them. That's what I see in those kids' eyes.
We're in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and it's pretty exciting after a crazy 16-and-a-half-hour flight.
We came to Cambodia to see a school that's been developed for Vietnamese children who would otherwise not be able to attend school.
There's a real crisis for them in that they don't have the opportunity to go to school yet because they're not Cambodian citizens.
Because they're not citizens, they don't have the same opportunities that Cambodian children would have. So we're going to the school to see what we can do to help these kids get an education and learn to read and write.
This is the grade 5 students.
And what are they learning today? What are they studying today?
They are studying Khmer subject now.
Okay.
In our school, we teach them Vietnam language,
Okay.
Khmer language, and English.
When I walked into the school, I immediately saw children that were full of energy in wanting to learn. The teachers all were just loving and caring and patient. It just seemed like everything was under control. Outside, out of control, chaos, but inside, control, love, care, and effective learning.
These children are entirely serious about their studies. And I think that that is because they understand what it's like not to have the privilege of being educated. I walked into that school and I could feel just the excitement of learning going on.
This project is very unique. It was started by Pastor Khan, a Vietnamese pastor that wanted to start work amongst the Vietnamese people here in Cambodia with limited success.
This is our grade 3 classes. When I first arrived to Cambodia, and I came as a missionary for the Vietnamese, and when I tried to teach Bible to the people, they cannot read and write. And I find out that about more than 90% of the population, Vietnamese population in Cambodia, they don't know how to read and write, either in Khmer or in Vietnam language. So from that time, I'm thinking we need to teach them the language.
The country of Cambodia has a large Vietnamese population.
They came to Cambodia looking for a better life from Vietnam, only to find that there wasn't a better life here. Many of these mothers, because they couldn't find work that was either promised to them or that they were hoping to find, they have fallen into the sex trade.
These Vietnamese are the outcasts of society. They are not citizens. The children cannot go to school, even though they speak the language. They're not citizens in this country. And so there's no future for them here.
A lot of these kids were just running the streets. They had no place to go, nobody to supervise them. A lot of them were getting involved in petty crime. When this school started, that all changed. They have a place to go. They have to be here every day. And Pastor Kahn is quite the disciplinarian. He runs a tight ship. And so they're here, they're learning, they're growing. It has just transformed their lives.
Can you tell me about the tuk-tuk? Did you pick up children in this?
Before we are using a motorcycle to pick up the children, and we have to go like 5 or 6 times to pick up the children. Then we get a tuk-tuk, and when we got the tuk-tuk, we have to go like for 3 rounds to pick up the children.
Oh my goodness.
We have to start 5:30 in the morning, and when the demand is high and a lot of children in the tuk-tuk, it like become not very safe for the children to take the children in the tuk-tuk. Then we got a van, and when we got the van, we can it's need only 2 times to go to pick up the children,
And a lot more safe.
and a lot more safe. And one time in this 12-seat vans, we take about 35 of them.
35 kids in this
Yes,
van?
yes.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Hope for Humanity has come into this project to just help see this school become successful.
Hope for Humanity is helping this school with rent for the facilities, with the supplies, with the stipends for the teachers, the stipend for the cook that provides meals for these students. So basically the expenses of running the school is being paid with proceeds from Hope for Humanity.
I was so impressed with the teachers. They are students of Pastor Kahn currently, but they teach the smaller children during the day before their classes in the late afternoon, early evening.
He's using the older teenage girls, 13, 14, 15, that are in 8th, 9th grades, to give the instruction to the smaller children and giving them a skill essentially and giving them a leadership role. Again, that's confidence building for those girls.
This is a place of miracles. There are 80 miracles happening right now in this room with these children. It's incredible. You look around and you see happy kids, smiling kids. They're not just existing any longer, but they are thriving. Being able to see that they can be part of dreams and goals that they never had before. That's awesome. As a mom, it could be my kids, and it's so exciting. Like, I feel as though they're my kids too, and it brings tears to my eyes, and many blessings for this school.
We had a chance to sit down and speak with the teachers and learn about their personal experiences with the school.
I'm wondering, what's the best part of their day every day? I was able to hear stories that they shared about their lives and what the school means to them. And some of them come from tough backgrounds where home isn't a really good place.
All of the feelings that they have working with these children, their own personal issues with their families, with themselves, that they had to overcome in order to get there. As students, as teachers, sitting in that circle, I could feel the passion, the commitment, and the burden that they had for each one of these children.
This is their life, and Without this school, their life, I think, would be just pretty grim, actually.
Very soon, the time will come for them. They're going to have to leave that school. They're going to have to go into the world, and they are going to have to basically make choices. Those girls are going to have to make choices about their future. And these children, in their early teenage years, are thinking about, am I going to have job skills, or am I going to be forced into prostitution? I see my own children in these girls, and I perish the thought of those choices for their little girls still. They're little girls, and the weight of that burden on their shoulders, it's torn me up. These girls, they have the resources to make better choices, and it will be hard. It's just like when you come to visit a place like this, you're forever changed. And I believe these girls have been forever changed by being part of this school.
This school is a real oasis in the middle of despair. When they come into this beautiful place and it's in their eyes, they see it. They see that it's wonderful.
These are kids that are without hope unless somebody does something to give them hope. And that's what Pastor Kahn and this school is doing, taking them off the street and saying, we'll give you an education. We're going to help you to develop some vocations.
Some of the kids want to be hairdressers and mechanics and doctors and nurses and teachers.
This school is giving them hope for their future. It's giving them an education that they can use and improve themselves.
This is a school of miracles. Every single child in there has overcome such obstacles personally, family challenges. And I look at each one of them as just a beacon of light, their own individual light shining so bright in a city that maybe isn't always as bright for them. There's learning happening there. There's a bright light shining in that school.